Why?
2, so I can look at it better. I don't want to keep doing this while I'm talking to you.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking you could like do a timer for like we have 10 minutes left, and then you feel a buzz, and you'll start to write
No,
it.
I want to be able to look at it.
That's fine.
We're on episode 3 of the Faithful Family Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And we're listening to input from people.
Yes.
Yeah, no, last episode was very long.
Yes, too long. Should have been a part 1, part 2, probably.
Yeah. But I'm going to time it, and we're going to shoot for 1 hour. That's the goal. Max.
Yeah. If you finish before, we don't need to try and push it towards the 1 hour.
Tonight is your story, so if you feel like...
It'll probably finish in less than an hour.
Sounds good. So I'm starting this. And so this is what we're doing over the next few episodes is we are going to share more of our history so people can... Pre-kids understand who we are a little bit more. And how we're going to do that is tonight, Stephanie is going to share your childhood, everything about it, the highs, the lows, in 40 minutes to an hour. Now, just a high level, how you were raised is kind of how we're looking at it. The next episode, I'll share my story.
Yep.
And then the episode after that, we'll talk about how we met. I think would be good. Kind of how we met till marriage. Excuse me. And then we'll do marriage to pre-kids.
Sounds good.
I feel like that should fill you guys in on who we are.
Yeah.
How we met and give us all our history. So before we dive into your story though, as we mentioned, every episode we're going to answer some listener questions. And I think we thought...
That were on usually the last episode we did.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a quick turnaround for us, so not nearly as many on this one.
But anyways, what I was going to say is we originally thought we were going to answer those at the end.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it at the very beginning. And I think there are mixed reviews so far on doing the podcast. I think overall.
Not really.
Yes. There are some, not negative, but like, anyways.
It's called critique.
Critique.
And that's different.
Yes.
Than negative.
I would just say, and some really good critique. All I'm trying to say is this is different than what we've always posted before.
Yes.
And some people have been asking, like, are you going to post more family videos? That's always a goal. It's just hard. It takes a lot of time. And, but yes, we will be posting both.
We know our kids' faces are way cuter
than ours. I just want to do this so we can share more of our story. And I think just connect with people more. So.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, with all that said, I'm going to go through some of the comments. This one actually isn't a question, but is from Carol Thompson, 5489. She said a quote that is passed on to me, do what you can with what you have and where you are. And I really, that is the theme of our life right now.
Yes, I would agree.
And it's the theme of this podcast. Like, I want it to be perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
Exactly. I would like us to do a better... Again, we're going to be very rusty for these first few episodes, but we're just doing what we have and doing our best. And that has been the theme of the past 2 years, though.
That should be everybody's theme for all their life.
Yeah.
Honestly. That should have been... should have read that. That could have been the advice from the last episode.
I will say this one was pretty good. Sally Peterson, do yourselves a favor and don't be too big in a hurry to potty train. Relax.
But the thing is, we're not even in a hurry.
Yes, but we've also had disagreements on when to do it.
Yes. In terms of timing-wise, like age-wise, I would be like, yeah. But there's a lot of other factors that I'm like, we're not doing it right now. It's not because of age.
Not because of age. I think for me, I listened to the, what's the book?
Oh Crap, Potty Training.
Oh Crap, Potty Training. And she makes it seem like you really got to do it at like 2 years old. And I think we're going to wait. All right, let's answer the questions though.
It's also with one kid.
Sandra McCauley said, have you looked into action schools? It's a really long question.
Schools?
Yeah, but she's basically saying it seems like it's a a good balance between kind of what we were saying, like homeschooling, but also having some
like
structure.
Co-op sort of thing.
Yeah, she was saying that there aren't teachers, but they have guides, and it's all self-paced, which is really cool.
Interesting.
And I've heard of Action Academies. I'm sure it's very... Oh, she said Action Schools, and then there's Heroes Academy in Boise. So yeah, someone... When we were in Phoenix, actually...
Mention it?
Yeah, the people who did the free birth.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So thank you, Sandra. We'll have to look into that when the time comes. All right. Someone said just something really encouraging. Your friends have a house. You have 5 wonderful gifts from God. I think you're ahead by leaps and bounds. That was encouraging.
I agree.
Thank you.
Are you going to do questions now or what?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
This is a great question because if you watch any of our videos, you will probably see it from time to time. Esther Wallace, I think is how you say it. I'm just wondering about the spots on Harper's cheeks. Are they caused by a birthmark or something else?
As far as we know, it's facial eczema. And it's been really frustrating. And it kind of comes in waves. It ebbs and flows. I thought it kind of broke out mostly when she was starting to get more teeth. And so then she like lays down in the drool and whatnot. So it's actually really bad right now. That's because we tried a different medication.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
It's been challenging. And you want to fix it because you don't want to see it. Your kid have
It doesn't seem to bother her though. That's the other thing that's,
Yeah.
I guess, nice because she's not like scratching at it or anything like that. But sometimes she gets scratched in the face by a sibling and then it makes it bleed. And
Yeah.
that's annoying. But
The biggest thing we notice is it tends, when she does have it, she does tend to bite more.
which is why I think it was really the teething.
Yeah.
So much so. But now she's like almost got all of her teeth. Actually, she might not have all of her teeth now.
It's
for
weird,
her
but
age.
we've had the doctor look at it and they prescribe stuff. And we had a steroid cream that we used and it did help a little bit. But then it almost seemed to not work because she seemed to build tolerance to the steroid cream. So it's like, so then he prescribed something else and that almost seemed to make it worse. And we are definitely, we lean more towards finding the more natural approach to things. So I was already second guessing the steroid cream. And so now we're using tallow and a couple other like just oil, some good oils, some good moisturizers. And it does seem to get, but long story short, it comes.
I've been trying to clean it out really well after eating and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
And then reapplying. I think that helps too.
But it does come and go. I do feel like it shows up in videos a lot. Maybe it's just bad timing with filming.
Yeah, maybe.
And number 2, out of all the children, she has just very sensitive skin. So like her legs break out. So it's challenging, but we kind of talk about it's like to have kids born at 27 weeks.
And this is the only issue?
This is kind of the only major.
Yeah.
One child had UTIs, but she's outgrown those.
Yeah.
And so we're
good.
thankful it's manageable. But we do hope it gets better.
Yeah.
But now the kids are old enough and they go, Harper, owie. Yeah, so they're being sweet too.
That's because you pointed it out.
Yeah,
It was an
I know,
owie.
I know.
I don't think they realized it was anything different.
Next question, because we got to move.
Yep.
We're rolling. Jesse Miller said, my question is, how do you go to church with all your kids? What does it look like? Thank you. Great question.
I'm going to let you take that.
Okay. So it's actually a pretty hard question too. When Stephanie got pregnant, we had been going to a church we were there about 2 years.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
Started going 2021.
Yeah, New Song Church in Bellingham. We love New Song. We love everyone there. I feel like the first year of life, it was easy. It was like, especially the first
year of their life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
First few months, you just bring them in and hold them. They do great in the service.
We basically just wanted to make sure we had one person to hold one of them each time.
But besides
not even all the time, though.
A couple times we want just us.
Yeah.
And they're at the age where they could stand up, but they're not as rambunctious as a toddler is.
Oh yeah,
So-
I'm sorry. I was talking about like when they were like still
I know,
little
we
babies.
gotta move quick. But all I'm trying to say is when they could stand up, they would be in the wagon, and all we would do to entertain them was like give them little small snacks, and we
We
could
start
kind
with
of
toys and then we would move on to snacks and they started eating more.
and they didn't make a lot of noise, which is great. Then they kind of turn into toddlers, as kids do.
Kind of.
And so then we were like, maybe we should put them in kids. And that's a whole other topic for another day. But we're not super pro putting your kids in kids' church. Not like, we don't think you're a bad parent if you do it, but we don't love the idea of it. And, but we tried it. And a couple of our kids did great, and a few of our kids not so good.
First day they did great. The next time not so much.
And by the third time they really picked up on what we were doing, and they hate it. And so then you end up with 2 kids and kids, and at least one screaming their head off. If not 3, bring them into the auditorium or sanctuary. And so for us just by ourselves, it's been hard, to say the least. And New Song's a great church. It's not a church where you have a ton of kids playing in the back like some churches are. And so if you have 5 toddlers, it would be disruptive. And I don't think it would be respectful. But it's hard because Jesus says, let the children come to me.
Right. And the disruptive part is, this is where you and I differ, is that I'm like, I don't think it's actually as disruptive as you may think it is.
Yeah.
However, the hard part is that like, we wouldn't be able to pay attention at all, and all of them would be running around, and so we'd have to like try and figure out how to keep them in a certain area. It just wouldn't work very well.
Yeah.
At this age specifically. As they get older, you can actually teach them like, hey, we're going to sit down during the service, but
and side note,
not at the age for that.
Is like, we have 3 services on Sunday, so you are kind of just, it's just a lot of work. So, long story short, we have a neighbor who has a house church, and he's always been like, if it's just easier on you and you want to come, you're more than welcome to come. And yeah, we just started going.
When did, a few months ago?
Back in June.
So it was?
Yeah. And from a family dynamic perspective, it's been great. The first time we went, the guy that leads it, he actually like had the whole house church pray over us. And I mean, he even teared up. He's like, I don't want you to ever feel like you're not welcome here because of the kids making noise.
Right.
And I think it was that Sunday or the next Sunday, the kids were making a ton of noise while he was preaching. And I was like,
remember.
And I was trying to get them to stop. And he literally stopped preaching, and he's like, it is okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And, but what's so funny is there is one guy he plays with the kids outside for some Sundays to do kids. And one time he's like, all right, Freels kids, do you want to go? And our kids just lost it because they thought they were going to get separated from us. Our kids do not like being apart from us. They especially cannot be apart from you. And so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, would you add much?
No. We basically just walk to our neighbor's house, do house church there, and
come home.
The kids kind of play. They're typically in the same room as us the entire time.
Yeah.
Especially now because they don't want to be with the other people.
They play with toys.
They did for a little while though.
Yeah.
But now they don't.
It's been hard though. I mean, we talk about it a lot because we love New Song, we love our old church, but we just realized like our family just can't do it right now. It wasn't like a church hurt or bad breakup. It's just like, this works better for our family right now. And there are things that aren't great about house church too, just like any church.
Yeah, no church is perfect.
Nope. Hope that answers the question.
I think it did.
Okay.
Was that the third one? Or was that the second?
And then one person said, where do you guys live? We live in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And
do you want to say city, state?
We're near Bellingham, Washington.
We live in Washington.
And it's a beautiful area. If you love the outdoors.
Sorry, my back just popped. It's so loud.
So that's the questions. We're 13 minutes in. We got 45 minutes to go through your life.
47.
Oh, before we begin though, go ahead and please leave questions down below, and we'll try to pick 3 to 5 for next week's episode. And honestly,
not 3 to 5, 3.
Okay. You are you can ask anything. We're kind of open books. I mean, within reason, nothing inappropriate, but our goal of this is to be very honest with you. So feel free to ask questions.
Yeah.
I would like that.
It's my turn to take it away.
Take it away.
Do you want to name off the prompts here, and then I can kind of go off that?
Yeah. I told Stephanie, I said, I think you should focus on 4 areas, right? Mm-hmm. Your childhood and just like family dynamics. Mm-hmm. Then I said teenage years.
You said teenage year, but I changed it to years.
Yeah, I'm terrible at typing and spelling and all that. Teenage year. And then I said young adult. And then the 4th time period is like right before we met.
Yep. Which is basically college.
Yeah. It's just kind of like young adult. And I have a few questions at the end I'm probably going to like ask questions as we go.
Please do.
But okay.
So I am in a family of 6 kids. Ironically, there's 5 girls, 1 boy.
Same time?
Nope, not same time. But it is funny because when we found out we were having 4 and 1, everybody was like not surprised, which is kind of funny. I'm number 4 in the lineup. I was homeschooled. However, I did do a homeschool co-op that Graham loves to make fun of all the time. Well, we all do.
Yeah.
We all make fun.
It makes it sound bad.
Specifically my sister and her husband, and then Graham and I as well. But you and him really make jokes about it all the time.
It's funny because it is kind of a funny name, Zacchaeus Learning Opportunities. It's yellow.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
the funniest part is like we just every now and then we'll meet. We call it like the husbands of ZLO students.
Yes, that's right.
And we're like, oh, your wife did ZLO too, but
yes, it's a small collective of us. By the time I went, it was starting to really kind of fizzle out. So there's not nearly as many people. In fact, I stopped going because they didn't have any other classes that I could like excel in. And then I was a couple years from being able to do the Running Start at the community college, which is what you can do your junior year of high school. So anyways, I did gymnastics for a very long time. I started when I was almost 10. Fell in love instantly, I would say.
Why did you want to start gymnastics?
My aunt apparently did gymnastics when she was younger. And me and my sister were playing on this little bar thing that we had from an old swing, just like out in our yard. And she was like, I think you'd be really good at gymnastics. I had no idea what gymnastics was. And so then I went and asked my mom, can I try gymnastics? And my younger sister also said that she wanted to do it too, but she only wanted to do it because I wanted to do it. I can't remember if she did it start at the same time as me or she went a little bit later. I think she may have gone later. And I just did like a tumbling class. And then I think the owner was like, I think you could do competitive gymnastics. And then me and 2 other girls were the very first competitive team at that gym. Just a cool little badge of honor, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I was almost 10 and I did it, this is jumping ahead a little bit, but I did it through high school, and then when I went to college I did just the club gymnastics in college. So let's see here. Grew up going to church. My parents were pretty involved in, I think I was like 7 maybe when we started going to a new church, and they were we were part of a few different families that kind of started that church. And so we literally grew up in the church. Like we were like the church kids because we were part of like those church families.
You guys seem to have a very tight-knit family friend, family friend group.
Yeah, from church specifically.
Yeah.
So it was like, I think it was like us and like 3 other families.
Mm-hmm. Which like
all had kids around the same age and stuff.
Admittedly, when we were dating and I came back here and I saw you kind of like hang out with other church friends, it was like, there was nothing like jealousy of like, I think you like another guy, but it's like, it's one of those things where like, because I didn't know you as a kid, I'm almost jealous because those people knew you as a kid.
They got to see me grow up.
Yeah, and you have like a deep friendship that I haven't quite gotten to experience yet. That was a while ago though.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
But I just really wanted to work through that conflict tonight.
Perfect, wonderful. Anything else you need to add to that? We don't even really talk That the irony is we don't really talk to those families anymore.
Which is how
it's more of like my parents are like friends with the parents, but then like kids are all spread out. Honestly, everybody's all super spread out. So yeah, homeschooled. We lived on a big piece of property.
Yeah, I think that
20 acres, and we just kind of explored all the time. Honestly, we'd go down to the creek. I remember we would make like little boats sometimes and put them in the water and like watch them go down the creek. Now it's super overgrown, but we played baseball in the front yard when my dad was done with work. My dad also owned a business, and that was nice because he had a very flexible schedule, which was nice. What else? What else about childhood? Family.
I do feel. I have a couple questions. I feel like
Great, wonderful.
Great.
Yes.
What is one of your earliest memories?
I don't know. Here's a big piece of information. My parents used to breed Bernese Mountain Dogs.
I was sweet.
And I don't know if it's the earliest memory, but it's like memories that I have in that house. Of just kind of always being surrounded by puppies, pretty much, and they're like the cutest little puppies, all fluffy. And I remember very vividly. I guess my parents had a bunch of dogs because it was like during, I don't know, do you call it breeding cycle?
Yeah. Breeding season,
whatever. Yeah, breeding season. Anyways, and so they had all like the dogs over, and there was like 10 dogs, like big dogs, not just puppies, but because litters are always big. But I just remember like all of them running out of like the garage door into the yard and the field and stuff.
You would say what?
Huh?
What would you say?
Well, it wasn't with the big dogs, but with the puppies, we would let them out and we go, hey, puppy, 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 puppies. And they'll have their little colored collars on. That was pretty cool.
There are pictures that Stephanie's parents have, and all you and your siblings, except your oldest sibling, were like super blonde kids.
Yeah. When I was really little, I was very blonde.
Yeah. So
but I grew out of it.
Yes, for sure. But all you guys are just like these little blonde kids with like 10 Bernese Mountain Dog puppies, which are like the cutest puppies. And it's Washington, so it's beautiful.
Very green.
And there's like, it's green and there's mountains in the background. It's like, this is the most idyllic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I grew up here too, in Washington.
So that's, I think,
specify that.
You mentioned the 20 acres. And there are technically 4 living structures on this property. It's not all in the family anymore. But you have lived on the same property your whole life. At one point, and then I think people should also know your dad built everything.
Yeah.
Her dad is the guy.
And my grandpa.
And your grandpa, which is your dad's dad.
Because he helped a lot with this house.
Yeah. But Stephanie's dad can fix everything. He's an engineer. He's that. And he's ambitious like that. Like he's not afraid to go at it.
Yeah.
I think you should talk about, at one point, you guys lived in one of the living structures is a 1-bedroom house, right?
Yeah, technically.
It's a 1-bedroom house, and there was 6 kids. What was your family? Do you remember how it was as a family? Was it just madness? Like, what is that?
I don't know if I would describe it as madness because that's how I grew up.
Okay.
So it was normal.
Yeah.
I don't think it was really that crazy. I mean, I have some like vivid memories of being chased down by my sister and whatnot because that's what siblings do. You know what I mean? But in terms of how we all fit in that space, specifically, the main room, or the only bedroom, was in the corner of the house. So this was like would you call it an above garage apartment sort of thing? It's actually pretty big for what it was. That room, and then my parents basically made another room or walls from like dressers and things like of that sort, and that basically was their room. And then the kids had the actual bedroom, and then 2 of my sisters had a bunk bed, and then my parents built a loft in the corner. My oldest sister was in the loft, and then eventually they built a kind of floating bed underneath the loft. That's where I slept. Personally, I think I had the coolest spot. And then I think my younger sister she was in like a little bed, but then she went underneath my bed.
Mm-hmm.
So even so, like, we have them all stacked like that, like, it's a pretty spacious room still. And then when my younger brother, my only brother, was born, he slept in a crib in the living room, which now I'm like, how did nap times work? Now that I have kids, I'm like, how did that work? Until he was like 2.
Yeah.
Because then by the time he turned 2, we had finished this house,
Yep.
and we moved over to this house.
Yep. So you lived in a small space with a bunch of siblings.
It wasn't that small of a space, though.
Okay, but
Yeah,
smaller than
the average person gets.
Yeah. All I'm trying to say is, smaller space. You're homeschooled. You're kind of on this property 95% of your time as a kid.
Yeah, probably.
Except you're doing gymnastics.
But I didn't do gymnastics until
later.
I was moved into this house, actually. Or we were moved into this house.
How do you remember your relationships being with your siblings? Like, did you love being in a big family? I mean, I know it's the only thing you knew, but do you feel like you got along well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the reason why I've always wanted a big family myself is because I enjoyed having a big family. Mm-hmm. Like you and I was talking about, we always wanted lots of kids.
Yeah.
Didn't think it was going to happen like this, but I've always wanted a lot of kids because of that.
Yeah. It's cool. The home videos that I have seen.
It was pretty fun when we would start making home videos. We would make our own videos.
It's
really funny to watch.
Which I would say, and I'll talk more about my story, I had a great childhood too, but I do look at some of these videos of your family and I'm like, that is so cool. Like the dogs, you're homeschooled, you live on property. I'm like, man, this is cool. And I love Stephanie's parents, and so yeah. I want to know what little Steph was like.
How little?
Yeah, your childhood. Let's just say 10 and younger.
How about I ask you, what do you think I was like? Because what you think is probably how I was.
Okay, I think this is actually good. Out of our kids, who do I think you were most similar to? I feel like you had the helpfulness of Adeline. Like you always say you think Harper is the most like me, but I also could see Harper being like you. I could see you just...
In what way?
Huh?
In what way?
Seeking affirmation, not in like so Stephanie has never, you don't really get in trouble. You don't lie. You're great.
Very different from Harper.
Yeah.
I'm not a rule breaker.
You're not a rule breaker.
I'm not a boundary pusher.
Yeah. And
I'm
so
not a button pusher.
I feel like you were, honestly, I just feel like you're a really precious and good kid.
Probably.
And
That's what my dad says.
Yeah.
I think he literally said it the other day about me when I was little.
Yeah.
I was a very just even-keeled kid.
I do think this is the best way to like wrap that up in like a 1-minute story. Because you had so many siblings, it's not like you each individually had your own room. You guys were always kind of getting shuffled around. Mm-hmm. Stephanie was the only one of the kids who lived with every single sibling at one point.
I didn't live with every single sibling. I lived in every single room.
That's right.
Yeah, because Alicia and I never shared a room.
Okay.
And Aileen and I never shared a room.
But still, I definitely think your parents did that because they were like, we know Stephanie will be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't really know how it went down. It could have also been like, I'll do it. Yeah. Like, I have no idea. Yeah. I think everybody else was very set and just like, this is my space. Mm-hmm. And I guess it just was never me. Yeah. But I'm the chill one of the family. Most laid back.
I think For some reason, I feel like you should mention Esperanza just a little bit. That's like a really cool thing that you got to do as a kid.
Yeah, and I guess I went a lot more when I was like younger, and I don't remember those memories nearly as much. I remember more of like going with youth groups. But basically, Esperanza is a mission up in Vancouver Island that my parents have been involved with for a long time. My grandpa was involved with it. I think he actually helped build one of the like main buildings there, and then my dad has helped with a ton of stuff. And so the church that I was talking about before that we kind of grew up in, we would start doing youth group mission trips with that church. My dad and a couple of those other adults would be the ones leading it. And it was like, I think it was middle school. When you get in middle school, you can go. I don't think it's high school. I think it's middle school. And so I didn't get to go with those groups until I was, 13 maybe. Maybe younger than that. I don't know grades. Homeschooled. And I think I only did like 3 years of that, actually.
Okay.
And then, but there's pictures of like when I was really little, they would go.
You went a decent amount as a kid, so maybe you don't remember
but I
as
don't
much.
That's what I said before. I don't remember much when I was like little. I remember like a few times here and there, but nothing crazy. Just like you go adventure by the water, you get to go fishing.
Yeah. I mean, again, just
Cold.
amazing photos of this amazing like mountainous
hills.
backdrop on the ocean, and little Steph is just standing there with next to your dad, like holding up a big salmon that you guys have caught. Like just cute.
Boots and a jacket, life jacket.
It's like everyone kind of talks about like the 90s nostalgic vibe. It's like
It was that.
in those photos, but also epic scenery.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you had a cool childhood.
You got to see whales pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
Whales, sea otters, seals.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to like.
That's a special
And I
thing.
loved fishing.
Yeah.
I liked going fishing.
All right, I got one more question about your childhood.
Okay.
Who influenced you the most during this time?
What age are we talking about?
Childhood.
What is the age of childhood though? Like 0 through 10?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if I've really had much, because I was homeschooled, much outside influence, honestly.
Okay,
I would say after that, probably.
No, not after.
Well, I'm just saying.
Talking about your childhood.
Can I get there, please? I'm just saying because I started gymnastics when I was almost 10. And I would say I had probably the most influence once I started gymnastics.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think I would say my parents.
Yeah. Do you feel like you were drawn to one more than the other?
Parent?
Mm-hmm. As
My
a kid?
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think one thing to hit on your grandparents
Because we're
eventually.
like the same.
Yeah. Your grandparents lived on the property. You were pretty close to your grandpa, right?
No, not really, but he was. We were closer to him than my grandma,
Yeah.
and then also this is my dad's side. On my mom's side,
I just want to talk more about your dad's
different
side because they
relationship.
lived here on the
I'm just saying the relationship was very different.
Yeah.
Like, and I think he was like fun in a different way
Yeah.
than my other grandpa.
Cool.
But we didn't have like a super close relationship either.
Yeah. Would it be too juicy to ask who were you, what sibling? Were you like more close to one sibling at that time as a kid? Or do you feel like you all just kind of like hung out and fought and got like...
That's a really good question. I don't know. I want to say Alicia and I have always just been closer than anybody else, but there's also just, I don't know.
Yeah.
We definitely got closer, as I think everybody does as they get older.
In your teenage years.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to mention about?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Yeah. I feel like people can sometimes, you can almost like feel not bad, but like maybe a little bit embarrassed, like to not have a lot to say about your child. But it's like, it's because you had a really solid childhood. Like there wasn't any crazy drama, and you have great parents, and you lived on 20 acres in Washington with puppies.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was homeschooled, so I didn't have all that bullying and stuff.
All that elementary school drama.
Yep.
Dude,
exactly.
The playground, man. There'd be fights.
I would probably be like, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to stand over here. That's probably what would happen. Anyways, teenage years.
Actually, we need to share one very brief thing about your childhood.
Okay.
The one time you misbehaved.
When was the one time I misbehaved?
Stephanie got into the chocolate chip bag.
Okay, hold on though. I wasn't necessarily told, don't eat those. Like, no, it wasn't like,
This is true.
It wasn't like, Stephanie, don't eat those, and I went back. Because if I was told, I guarantee I would not have done it.
But you also knew that there was something you weren't supposed to do about it because you were like,
Hiding it.
You're hiding it.
Yeah. I snuck some chocolate chips, got way too many. Eventually went to my dad's office, and my mom was dropping us off. And I think it was like right after my mom left, I just went and threw up all over the floor.
Yeah.
So just pure chocolate. Wow, I can't imagine. I had a lot of chocolate. It was a lot.
All right, teenage years.
I'm trying to like think back through. So by the time I was a teenager, I was heavily into gymnastics.
Yeah.
I was very competitive at that point. That was when I believe I had done me and another teammate had switched to another gym. And then I was there for a few years. She moved out of state, and then eventually moved back to the old gym that I grew up in. That's kind of the gymnastics portion of it. I don't know how much.
From what I gather, gymnastics was like, in your teenage years, was majority of your life.
Yeah, I mean, I practiced 20 hours a week.
20?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stephanie's parents are home.
Yeah, it was basically
part-time job. At that point,
part-time.
Do you remember, for gymnastics, was it like, I'm doing this because I want to go to college and compete? Like, why?
No, I don't think I ever thought about college until I was getting closer to being out of high school.
Yeah.
Honestly. I didn't really think about college much when I was younger.
Why were you so into it then? Just pure?
I just loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I don't know. It's just cool to be able to do that kind of stuff.
It's super cool.
And I was not like, I was good at it, but it's not like it came easy. But I wasn't like amazing at it. But it was like, I was also willing to try new things, or I feel like I had a very good, body awareness. Mm-hmm. So if like I got a correction, I was able to like make that correction because I could feel exactly what my body was doing. And so I think because I was very coachable, that's a good way to put it. So I think that was what helped me progress in the way that I did. And even on the whole like coachable side of things, like, and the whole, I didn't get in trouble when I was younger. Kind of that whole personality, like I don't push boundaries, I don't push buttons. I was very like, my coach is telling me I gotta do this thing, so I'm gonna do this thing. And because that's what you're supposed to do, I didn't push any of that or get upset about any of that. So I think in that regard, it makes me even, I guess, more coachable. Mm-hmm.
What skill were you most proud of accomplishing?
I just feel like anytime you get a new skill, it's like really exciting. And as you move up, so it's probably like whatever the biggest, most advanced skill I was able to do towards the end is probably, I feel like probably the one that I would be most proud of. Mm-hmm. Did I answer that question?
Sure.
Well enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody always asks me, like, at least when I did it, like, what was your favorite event, or what event are you best at? And it definitely like changed because like I used to not hate bars, but once you can like actually start swinging bars, it gets really way more exciting.
It's so cool to watch.
And so I think before I was like actually like truly swinging bars, it was just kind of like, I don't really care for bars. And then my favorite would have been like vault or floor because of the running and the power. I'm much more of a power gymnast, which is also kind of ironic because I always tended to do really well on beam, but I did not like beam. There's a rare amount of people that like beam or super enjoy beam. But I mean, not that I didn't like beam. I still liked some aspects of balance beam, but it was not my favorite. I think I like all the events. But,
Excuse me.
yeah. Yeah, so okay, teenage years. I almost got my driver's license at 16. But it was actually a couple weeks later because I failed my first test. So apparently I did a California stop at the stop sign, even though I don't think that was true. But I got a couple weeks later than that. But everybody always made fun of me for that. Gosh, I feel like teenage years are actually more boring than like my childhood years. I guess it's probably because like that's when like people, sibling wise, everybody starts to do stuff, their own things. That's probably, I feel like when me and my sister started doing gymnastics, we did less like sit down family dinners. It was much more of like dinner's made, when you're home, you eat your dinner. Of course, you'd have like the small occasions where you'd like sit down and do that kind of stuff. But honestly, my teenagers were just really consumed with gymnastics.
Do you feel like you fought more with your siblings as you became a teenager, or is it still?
I didn't really fight with anybody.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any, this is a good one, like just specific family trips you did during this time that you look back like, oh, that was really a fun thing to do?
I feel like whenever we did family trips, it was always really fun.
Yeah.
We would go to Disneyland a few different times. I don't know what age I was at that point though. I could have been a teenager. I could have been my childhood years. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But one time we went to Disneyland. So I'm also super short. I'm the shortest of my family. And we went to Disneyland.
How
I'm 5'2".
I was going to say how short are you, but I don't think that's the proper way.
But that's how you would ask it, right?
What is your height? There you go.
5'2".
Yeah.
But we went to Disneyland and we went on California Dreaming. I was super nervous to go on it. My dad was like, just try it once and see how it is. And if you don't like it, we won't do it again. If you do like it, we'll do it again. And we went. They didn't check my height at all. I did it. I was like, that was awesome. Let's go do it again. And we went back in line and they checked height and I was like, not even an inch too short for the ride. And we're like, literally just did it. The irony is I had brought a pair of these sandals with me that trip that were like an inch thick. Had I been wearing those sandals, I could have gone again. But that was a big bummer. But no, I feel like every time we did trips, and we did a decent amount of family trips, I would say. It wasn't like typical, I would say, probably like family vacations like what you'd experience. It was very homeschool-esque. No, I don't even say it like that. But my dad always said we homeschooled because I wanted to go to Disneyland in October, is what he would say.
Yeah.
And we did that. But we've gone to Disneyland, mostly West Coast.
Yeah.
I had never gone to East. I think the furthest I had ever gone. Oh, I guess we did go to Florida for a cruise, but that was.
You probably didn't explore much in Florida.
No, we just went straight to Miami.
Yeah.
But I had never really been to like East Coast.
Yep.
Really at all.
You did Hawaii though.
Yeah, but that's West Coast.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
But that's what. So like for you guys, East Coast vacations are in Florida. For West Coast, vacations are usually Hawaii or California or Mexico. Which is kind of interesting.
You guys did like road trips, I feel like a decent amount. Whereas like my family, it was much more of you go to the beach for a week in the summertime. You go to a house or a condo, vacation. But that's my childhood.
Yeah. For next week.
No, I feel like you had a pretty good. What if in your teenage years, if you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would you choose?
I hate questions like that.
Yeah.
Probably exactly how I describe myself now.
Yeah.
I don't really think I've like, in terms of how you describe me, I don't think I've changed that much necessarily.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was a bad thing. But I don't really know how to. I don't like. I really don't like questions like that.
Okay.
You really have to like describe yourself.
Well, let me ask you this: you.
Because a lot of people describe what they hope to be.
Hey, ChatGPT made that question on me.
Yeah, so I don't think I can answer that question.
That time though, your family's still going to church.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're pretty involved with it too, helping.
Yeah, we always did. Usually, like, so our church did like a Saturday evening and a Sunday and 2 Sunday mornings, and we would kind of sit and watch the service Saturday nights and do PowerPoint. That was kind of we would alternate between me and a couple of people and siblings. And then on Sunday morning, we would helping kids.
Yeah.
So I guess that I've pretty much been working with kids ever since I was in middle school, for the most part. This came to my mind. I feel like your parents modeled service really well. And because you are the type of person that wants to make your parents proud and listen and follow, like you naturally, as a kid, were always serving to some capacity. Like especially like your parents would go to Esperanza, you'd go there, and then you would go to Open Arms. It's a thing in Mexico a couple times. So kind of like just the trips and the service and your child. It's all very interconnected. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily because like I'm gonna do this because I want to make my parents proud. I think it just is like this is what we do.
Exactly. Yeah. More of like it was modeled by your parents, and it's just you step right into it.
Exactly. Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
This might go into the young adult, but when did Ashley move? How old were you?
12.
You were 12.
12 or 13.
Okay, so I would qualify that in the teenage years. What was it like having your best friend move across the country?
That was probably the hardest thing I've ever had experienced up until that point.
Okay, I'm glad
honestly.
I asked. Yeah.
Because literally at one point, I think we were really close to seeing each other, like, literally 2 weeks straight. Like, every single day for 2 weeks straight. And then she, like, sprained her butt, so she didn't come to practice, so I didn't get to see her. And I really got upset that she did that. But, yeah, we just saw each other all the time. And it's really funny because we're totally different people. Totally different people. But I think because we had gymnastics in common, that was, I don't know, how we like meshed, I guess. And we both really liked to have fun. I mean, everybody likes to have fun, but like, I feel like we joked a lot with each other.
Yep.
But yeah, that was pretty tough. And it was tough. So my dad was really close to her dad as well. And like when we would go to gymnastics competitions, they would hang out together. So it was always like, and she, kind of like you said earlier, like I probably was closer with my dad. And she was probably closer with her dad. I guess it's probably just that father-daughter relationship sort of thing. It's probably not anything crazy, honestly. But, so when we went to like competitions, it was, if we carpooled, that was always so much fun. Because we had to get up super early. And then,
Nice.
My dad and her dad would like hang out as buddies, and then we would hang out as friends. And, so yeah, that was tough. But
side note, you were a bridesmaid in her wedding. We drove through a hurricane to get to her wedding.
Yep. But that's after we met. So
That's
we're not
true,
talking about that right now.
Okay. I'm glad I asked that. It's kind of interesting because when I was 13.
But this isn't about you.
I know, but I'm just relating it real quick. I moved and left my best friend. So we both like had the experience of losing a best friend-ish.
But
But like I was one who moved.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of blend in young adult and right before we met due to time.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Because the middle is kind of college.
Yeah. So I think this is a good segue into that. You grew up, so literally the house we're sitting in is on the property that you've spent your entire life. You're homeschooled, so you didn't like leave that much. You're very close to your family, and we live in the very far northwest corner of the country. At what point were you like, I think I kind of want to move to North Carolina for school?
So I just knew right off the bat that I wanted to go to school out of state.
And should we go right into this? I feel like
it's part of college,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
But let me back it up a little bit. So with gymnastics, you are done your senior year.
Okay.
So your last competition, whether it's state, regionals, whatever level you are. So it was very weird, and I like kind of knew that I was potentially going to go and do club gymnastics, but it wasn't like a for sure thing. And I remember my last competition in the like USAG realm, I like walked out and I was like, I did pretty good, but it was like walked out and I was like, yeah, and then I just like started bawling because it was like, oh, never get to do this before, and I did it for so long. Like it's weird to like do something for so long and then you just are kind of told like you don't get to do this. But then I was able to do college, and so I still like worked out and practiced. So it was like weird because like I wasn't done with gymnastics yet.
We're not really talking about college though.
I know it's part of young adult.
Yeah.
Just I'm getting there. Graham. Calm down. I didn't stop practicing because I eventually knew that I was going to be doing club gymnastics.
I see. Yeah. So
it was like I wasn't just like cold turkey, you're done with gymnastics.
Yeah.
As like some of my friends.
Yeah.
That was literally how it went. Or I guess they finished season, but I was still practicing. Now I did like slow down of what I was doing, but then that was when I started like coaching and stuff.
Yeah.
So I would kind of coach class and then I'd pop in and practice.
Is that when you like first started working? Or did you still work at the gym?
I did the preschool.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, because I had such a flexible schedule.
Yeah.
Because I was doing Running Start college my junior and senior year of high school.
Yeah.
So I got my associates and high school diploma during that time. And so basically I worked preschool, and then I would do preschool and school, and then I would come back to the gym later in the evening and practice, and then when I started working in the evenings.
Starting at about 16 years old, right?
I don't know if I did preschool that early.
Okay.
I may have been a little bit older.
Okay, still.
I might have been 17,
yeah.
regardless. But yeah. So I was still like practicing. I did gymnastics, practiced up until I left for college, basically.
Yep.
And then I continued doing some classes at the community college because I finished my associates, but I was still taking Spanish. Was that the only class I was taking?
Yeah.
That's young adult.
I know, but the question though was, why did you decide you want...
Well, that's pertinent to the story here.
No.
No, you don't.
Okay, sorry.
Because if you knew, you wouldn't have been saying that. So when I applied to colleges that were out of state. I knew I wanted to be doing club gymnastics. So I was looking for colleges that had the degree that I wanted, which was exercise science or kinesiology, and also had club gymnastics. I found UNC Greensboro, but it was really hard because it was like one of the top kinesiology programs. But it was really hard to figure out whether they actually had gymnastics team, club gymnastics team or not. But then through finding that one, I found UNCW, Wilmington. And so I was like, well, I guess I'll just apply. And I originally got denied because I had transferred all of my stuff over. I got denied and I like called them and I was like, just kind of wondering like why. And they said,
hats off to you, because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You would get denied and people just brush it off and go to the next one. I think it's really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, because I had already been accepted to a couple others already.
Yeah.
So I felt like that's where I really wanted to go. Anyways, so then I called them and asked why, and they said, you have to have, 3 years, or at least equivalent to 3 years of a foreign language.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Now I remember.
And I was like, oh, well, I'm like in my third quarter semester of Spanish right now.
Yeah.
And she was like, because that wasn't on my transcript, that I transferred over there. Because I also went in as a transfer student because I had my associates. And she's like, oh, well, go ahead and send that over, and I'm sure you'll get accepted based on that. And so I was like, really? Okay, cool. So I did, and then I was accepted.
Nice.
And that was like May of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
And then that summer was just kind of like trying to fill in as much Washington stuff as possible before my family drove across the country to move me over there with an RV and I guess it was a little Pontiac Vibe.
Yeah.
And pulled a janky trailer that my dad configured.
He Daryl'd it.
He Daryl'd it. He Daryl'd it good.
Yeah, I think, well, first off, you should touch a little bit on, you just mentioned it, you tried to jam everything into the summer for Washington. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like when you first really fell in love with hiking and...
Yeah, because I didn't really have, like, time to do it, and I didn't really have anybody to do it with, necessarily. So a friend that I met at the community college in one of my math classes, Johnny Hughes math class, we just started doing a bunch of like hikes and stuff together. We actually started doing that kind of the year before, so 2014, I would say. And we just tried to do more adventurous things together.
Yeah.
But then before I left for college, we did like, I want to say it was like a 3-day like camping, maybe 2-night, 3-night camping trip. And like, we wanted this camping spot really badly, but there's no spot. It's like first come, first serve. And we were like, well, let's just sleep in the back of the car and then we'll get up first thing in the morning and find a spot. And that's what we ended up doing. And we got in a really nice spot. And that was just on a lake in, that was Lake Crescent.
Yeah, in Olympic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Did, I want to see real quick. I think that's a good question. Was there a moment during this time where like you felt like you really grew up?
I don't really feel like I've ever felt like I've grown up. Like I still am like a little bit like, how am I allowed to have 5 kids right now? I don't understand. I think part of that is also because my parents allowed us to be independent. And I don't really ever feel like there was like a hard, oh, I'm an adult. Like it was like a very smooth transition. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And I think also just naturally like homeschoolers tend to be more mature.
Wow.
Honestly.
That's a really good answer.
Thank you.
But it was like maybe driver's license, was that the time you're like, I got freedom now?
I don't even think so.
Going across to Canada, anything like that by yourself?
I didn't ever go necessarily by myself. My sister and I went.
Okay.
I guess kind of like maybe we went to like a show in Canada. We were like, this is so cool.
Okay. I think that's cool.
But it's still, I don't ever feel like, oh my gosh, we're adults.
Yeah.
But I guess on that, like when I still went to ZLO, Alicia got her license while we were going to ZLO, and then she got to drive us to school.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. We're like, we don't need you, Mom. Let's go to Taco Bell in between classes.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. We're gonna go over an hour just a little bit, but we got this.
Only a few minutes though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much up until we met, because we met very shortly after.
I think this is a good question. When you're a young adult, right before we met, did you know what you wanted in life at this point?
I mean, I guess I always knew I wanted a family.
Okay.
That's pretty much all I had. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, I'm just going to do these things and see kind of like where it takes me.
Yeah. That's
pretty
ultimately.
Much. Yeah, I think so. I think I've always been like that.
Did you have an idea of what you wanted in a partner at that time?
I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah.
Is that quiet? I feel like the kind of like the typical. It wasn't really something I thought about.
Yeah.
I think it was very much just like, if something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Yeah. No?
It wasn't something I like stressed about.
It's funny you say stressed, and I'm about to ask you this because I feel like I don't want to ask you both these because we don't have time. What's something? Okay, I'm just going to say this, and you don't even have to answer because now you don't need to. Looking back, what's something you worried about then that doesn't matter now? You probably didn't worry then. Mm-mm. Okay. But I think this is kind of cool. What's one thing about your life before we met that might surprise people now?
One thing about my life that before we met. You probably know that better than I do.
I have something.
Okay, go ahead. Because
I think it's okay to share this. You ended up having a niece and a nephew at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And without a doubt, that influenced your family dynamics, ultimately, for the better. Mm-hmm. All I'm trying to say is, like, you got to experience somewhat of, like, not full-on motherly role, but, like, you had some of that naturally fall in your lap.
Yeah, and then also kind of naturally had that with having the two younger siblings, since we were spread out a little bit more too.
Yeah.
So, because also my younger brother wasn't that far in age from, or isn't that far in age from my nephew.
This is true.
I guess he's a decent amount. Okay, anyways, but.
Cool. I feel like that. Do you have anything else that you specifically? I have a few final questions, but, like, anything from your childhood that you feel like is really important to share? Or?
I don't think so.
No? Yeah.
I feel like I went through pretty much it all. Again, very simple.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would change about your childhood if you could? One thing.
The only thing I think of is, like, starting gymnastics earlier, but even then I feel like I started at a pretty good time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned earlier. No, I'm not. At what point did faith become important to you and not just something that, like, you did as a family?
Well, also the family dynamic of that was very, like, when everybody started, like, doing their own things a lot. Like, we used to do, like, a devotional all together before bed. And then I feel like when everybody started doing their own things, was when that kind of slowed down. Mm-hmm. I was involved with the youth group. Probably right before college or when I went to college. Mm-hmm. I would say. Kind of that, like, you are on your own.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah. I think that was probably.
And it does kind of go back. Your parents definitely followed like letting you guys be your own independent people. I think there's some drawbacks to that, but it obviously worked out well for you too. Mm-hmm. And I think your parents always wanted your faith to be your own, which is cool. Mm-hmm. What is something that you think your parents did really well?
I don't have a whole lot of negative feelings towards.
I didn't have negative.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, generally, like, I think they raised 6 kids pretty well. Yeah. Honestly, that's not really something that everybody can do. Mm-hmm. I would say. Yeah. Is that too specific?
It's not. You didn't answer the question though. All you said was they didn't do anything.
No, like, I said I think they raised 6 kids really well.
Okay, that's true. That's right.
You're not listening to me.
What is something though that you think they could have done better?
Probably just general communication amongst everybody. Mm-hmm. Not even just like necessarily individually for sure, but like everybody. Again, like even with we used to sit down and do those like devotional things, but there was never like the almost like talking to each one individually about faith. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, I think so.
That's good. And again, I'm just saying that more of like, come on, Steph. It's more of like learning. Like my parents did so many good things, so many things I can't talk. My parents
Because
did
we need
so
to wrap it
well.
up.
Yeah. But there's always things that you can build on, and that's what you do as parents.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last question. If you could go back, sit down, and share a meal with the young 16-year-old Stephanie, what do you think you'd tell her? You're almost 30 years old.
Don't remind me. I don't know. 16 years old. I hate that question.
Think of something.
That's what I'm trying to do. I think one of the reasons why I don't like that question is because it has this mentality of like setting up your old self to change the things that are going to happen. And I know that's not how life works. And God doesn't intend it to work that way. And so like whatever comes good or bad, like you just go with it. So even the things that like bad things that happen, it's like I wouldn't necessarily take those back. So I feel like to answer that question, it's almost like I don't know. You're doing great, kid. Like, just keep going. I don't.
That's
you know
great.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah.
I agree. I'm not trying to say like, how would you change your life?
I'm not saying, but I feel like that type of question is meant to do that.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's meant to be like, hey, kid, you're gonna go through this hard thing, but just know it gets better. And it's just like, I just don't like that mentality.
Yeah.
I just like, if you're in Christ, you know that things are going to be better, regardless. And so it's like, I'm literally just like picturing all these like Instagram reels of like, if I saw my so and so self at this age, blah blah whatever, and I kind of roll my eyes at it, honestly.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Well, I don't really want to end it on that. It seems like a weird note to end it on. Anything else you want to say?
You don't want to end it on if you're in Christ, everything's going to be okay.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. Again, that was a ChatGPT question, so.
Did you read over any of these before you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. I made the one about your parents and stuff.
Well, yeah, I figured that.
You know what I will say real quick about the like devotion slipping. I do, and we talk about this a lot. I think about we had a family in Wilmington who were like our spiritual mentors, and they were busy, pulled apart like most families are today. But they always, what was it, Wednesday nights? They said Wednesday nights or family night, and they invited us.
Family dinners.
Super special. And for them, it was the like non-negotiable. If anything came up on Wednesday night, they wouldn't do it because family dinner was more important. So I think as we, as our kids grow older and have activities, we'll have to figure out something like that. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your story.
Thanks for being here to listen and keep adding things.
Yeah, hopefully I didn't interrupt too much, but yeah.
I don't think so.
I think it's good for people to know how little Steph grew up.
Little Steph. Anything, Steph?
I will share one last thing. Again, just Stephanie had a really cute childhood. I don't know. Stephanie was pictures of Stephanie when she was a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, if our kids look like her, my heart is gonna melt every day.
And then what do you know?
They kind of look like you.
No, they're also cute in other ways.
They're so cute
In their own ways.
Yeah, we didn't meet until you were in college. I think I'm always just like, man, I wish I could have like known you when, like, I wish we could have been like childhood friends. Your family just had like a cool childhood. Mm-hmm. Like going up to Canada and fishing, going down to Mexico. It just seems cool.
Yeah.
And I think people need to know that. You were like the first person I met from Washington too, which is neat.
Yeah, it was really funny to like move over there and everyone was like, "You're from Washington?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You've been to Hawaii? You've been to Canada?" So that's just what people do over there.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
That concludes episode 3. Next week, I'll share my story.
Woo!
Good work.
You have a lot more intense stuff than me.
Not that intense though.
I just said a lot more intense.
Okay.
Freels out.
I got hooked on heroin at 3 years ago.
No. And Freels out.
Okay, bye. Freels out. Hour 10. Not too bad.
I still think an hour is a little long.
Yeah.